So how are we doing?
Good, thank you, yeah. Well,
Excellent.
thank you, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent.
Sitting across from Sherlock. This is great.
Bless you.
Big fan.
Thank you very much.
So this is a different role, though.
Yeah,
a very different role.
I think very different, yeah.
So I guess we'll start with who is John Harrison, as much as you can say.
Sure. No, John Harrison is a homegrown terrorist. He's somebody who's fighting for something very noble, but using methods which are pretty questionable, as most acts of terrorism are. He's somebody who's incredibly adept at close hand-to-hand combat, as well as weaponry, and as well as psychological warfare. He's incredibly manipulative. He knows how to get into people's minds and affect their loyalties and strengths and apply their weaknesses, and that was fun to do as an actor, as well as the action scenes of this badass, kick-ass
That
actor.
sounds a little similar to Sherlock. In
No.
the mental game kind of thing. No?
Yeah, although I'd say if you're talking about manipulation, it's probably Nero Moriarty in the sense that he's somebody who initiates rather than resolves people's actions. I mean, Sherlock is about deducing and finding out motivations after the event. And yes, of course, he provokes certain people into certain behaviours in order to distinguish whether they're telling the truth or not, whether they're in any way implicated or guilty. But yeah, no, I think there are not that many similarities.
So where do you go about creating a character like this? You and JJ sitting down discussing stuff?
Yeah, very much so, and I learnt very heavily because of how late I was cast on makeup and wardrobe and all the brilliant artistry that involves, because they had a visual idea, and to run with that and understand the whole process of where this character lies in this film, and it's incredibly helpful. So I worked a lot from the outside in on this one. It's not always the way I work, but when you're sort of doing things at double speed, it's important to get some kind of grapple hooks as you're climbing up the edifice.
What do you mean by double speed?
Well, it was just a very quick turnaround. I was cast about, I don't know, was it 6 weeks or something before I first stepped on set? Yeah. It was very, very fast for a film like this.
So what's your process then with
JJ
getting
just
the
forgot
script?
to cast the villain. He thought, I've got all the home team, it's great, and there was just one thing missing for the pack of cards, and he forgot about it. Forgot about
Very
the
important one, yeah.
Yeah.
Really glad they got you on board, I'm sure.
Well, he's apparently very happy, which is great, because that's all you set out to do as an actor in a venture this big. And it's an interesting one, because obviously that kind of casting comes with huge weights of expectations from Trekkies and fans of the first film as well, who have become Trekkies from that. And that's something that can be overly daunting. But when you actually just focus on your intention of looking after your director and making sure that he's happy with the promise he's invested in you and the trust he's invested in you, then you can kind of just keep saying about it.
Has the fandemonium started to hit now that things have leaked?
I
and things are
don't
starting?
really get involved in that too much. I know there's been a lot of response, which is great, and I hear some of it's been really favourable, most of it, in fact. So, yeah, but I mean, I can't wait to see the film like everybody else.
What happened? Have you seen the 9 minutes and you've seen?
I've seen the 9 minutes, which is spectacular. I've never seen anything in IMAX before, which is shaming, and I'm embarrassed about that. But I'm really glad I waited, because it was just so thrilling and all-encompassing and totally. It's mesmerising. It's a really immersive experience. 3D IMAX is it's an extraordinary way to watch film, and I think yes, this is a big summer blockbuster, but what JJ does superlatively, I think, is marry spectacle with character. So you care about every I'm going to give a vague bracket of description of peril or spectacle, let's say, without describing the scenes, that these characters are sort of ensnared by or endure, because you know them. We know them for the first film, obviously, so that's a given, but right at the top of the film, they're in serious peril. There's not really a moment to breathe in this, which is fantastic.
I love the duality of your character, and we don't have too much time, so we do something called
Sure.
5 quick questions, one word answers.
For sure.
Script or improv?
Oh God, that's improv. I hate these questions. I love improv and I love scripts. I come from a world of English literature and the great canon of our dramatists, so script, but improv as well.
Okay.
Come on, you can't hedge an actor into a corner like that. It's not fair.
All right. Lennon or McCartney? Is that one fair?
Oh, for God's sake. Well, I called John Harrison, so I've got to say Lennon, haven't I?
Cool.
As I said, George
Or Harrison, yeah.
But you didn't ask that. So.
No, I didn't. Your biggest influence as an actor?
Christ, probably my parents. A huge swathe of talented actors. Mark Rylance, Stephen Delane, Katie Mitchell as a director, Theo Sharrock as a director, Dominic Cook. I mean, God,
All right. Role you're most proud of?
I Jesus Christ. Next question.
All right.
Sorry.
This one might be easier. In
Right.
one word, Star Trek.
Darkness.